chocolate chips on the Chuck E. Cheese plate. Oh, wait. Milk in the Chuck E. Cheese cup? Ooh, super heat.
Hi everyone, I'm Dom Griffin. I'm a film critic and you're watching the Armchair Auteur. This is an ongoing video series I do where we talk about new movies, old movies, screenplay analysis, that sort of thing. So if you like movies and film culture and you like to see somebody pick those things apart, please consider subscribing. Today's going to be sort of a more off-the-cuff video. The Oscar nominations came out this morning, or yesterday when you're watching this, or whenever I put this up, I don't know. And I just thought, you know, people have been asking me what I thought about the Oscar nominations. Every year I do put up a video where I go over all the Best Picture nominees, and I do still plan to do that video closer to the actual Oscar telecast, but the nominations came out today, and I thought, hey, let's look through them together, kind of live, and I'll just share my reactions and thoughts, I guess. But before I dig in, I will say the one narrative sort of that I've already kind of formed from looking at the nominees this year is that this is like a year where I don't care. I kind of never fully care about the Oscars. I feel like every year that I have to do a video about them or talk about them, I have varying degrees of frustrations with like, oh, this movie I loved is getting ignored, or oh, this movie that I hate is getting love, or whatever. Like, I've been through that entire rigmarole. And like, this is such a weird year for movies, and a lot of very, very fantastic films came out. Like, I've talked about that before. But this is one of the first years where the Oscar nominations come out and there's not a ton of like huge snubs that are like world shattering, and there's not a ton of like really stupid movies that have been nominated that are offensive. So this is sort of like, it's like fine. Things are just like, they're fine, you know? So let's start with Best Picture, okay? So for Best Picture, we've got The Father, which is the only one of these movies I've not seen. I mean, I'll watch it, but I haven't seen it yet. Judas and the Black Messiah, type movie. We've got Mank. I know a lot of people don't like Mank, and people think that Mank is over nominated this year, but I heavily fucked with Mank. Minari, which I did a video about, pretty good movie. I liked it. I kind of am less bullish about it than I was when I first saw it, but it was good. Nomadland, same thing. I was really into Nomadland when I watched it, and like the longer I'm removed from it, the less good about it I feel, like the less I want to revisit it. So, you know, things change. Promising Young Woman, which I liked for the most part, but then I did not really strongly feel that way about the ending. I thought the ending was really terrible. I've come around a little bit on the ending, but still kind of a weird Best Picture nominee. Sound of Metal. Sound of Metal's tight. And then Trial of Chicago 7, which is like basically the worst movie in this list, but an entertaining movie nonetheless. We move on to Best Director. Thomas Vinterberg is nominated for Another Round, that Mads Mikkelsen movie. I haven't seen that, and I don't think Thomas Vinterberg has ever been nominated for an Oscar before, and that's cool, but it's kind of random. David Fincher, who is a god. I know a lot of people don't think he deserves to be nominated for Mank, or didn't like Mank, but David Fincher can get nominated for any movie he makes, and I'll be okay with it. I think that's fine. Lee Isaac Chung for Minari, well-deserved. Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, I think pretty well-deserved. Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman. If they had to nominate someone for this movie, other than Carey Mulligan, who was also nominated, as we'll talk about in a little bit, I do think that she's pretty deserving. Like, most of the things I liked about the movie were from her direction, not so much her writing. So, thumbs up. Best Actor in a Lead Role, Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, tight. Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, good. I wouldn't say tight or awesome, just because I think Chadwick's good, and rest in peace, like an icon taken from us too soon, but I do not believe he would be nominated for this performance if he had not passed. I'm not trying to like be controversial or something. I think it's a pretty damn good performance. I don't think people would have been raving about it if it wasn't his last performance. Anthony Hopkins for The Father. This sounds sort of like a two-pup situation, I guess. I mean, Anthony Hopkins is a talented actor. He's probably pretty good in this, but we'll see. Gary Oldman for Mank. I probably wouldn't have bothered, personally. He's good in the movie, but he's not spectacular. And Steven Yeun, Minari, fantastic. Him and Riz, if either one of them win, I'll be very, very happy. Best Actress in a Leading Role, Viola Davis for Ma Rainey. Very good performance, but also Viola's getting into that like Meryl Streep territory where like it just doesn't matter so much if she has like a new movie because it's going to be pretty good and I'm not going to care that much. She works at such a solid level of quality that you get used to how good she is and it stops being impressive, which is not fair to judge her on that kind of a curve, but that's just how it is. Andrew Day for the Billie Holiday movie that sucked, but she was good in it. that's nice. Have not seen Vanessa Kirby in Pieces of a Woman. McDormand's probably going to win for Nomadland. I feel like that's pretty much like a guarantee. It's a pretty good performance from her. It's very good. But I really liked Mulligan in Promising Young Woman. Like, I really think that she actually should be up in there. Kind of where Zendaya had gotten a nod for Malcolm and Marie. I know people weren't crazy about that movie, but I was crazy about her in it. This is the only one that actually makes me angry. This is the only one that has a heavy snub, in my opinion. I don't understand why Sacha Baron Cohen is nominated for Trial of Chicago 7 for playing Sorkin's weird, watered-down version of Abby Hoffman. I think Kaluuya and Stanfield both being nominated for Judas and the Black Messiah is cool, but it's weird that they're both supporting actors in a movie where the two people referred to in the title are their two characters. Very strange. Leslie Odom Jr. in One Night in Miami, like, I did not like that movie, and I think he kind of sucks in it. But Paul Raci for Sound of Metal probably should win. That was a fantastic performance. He's really good. But where the fuck is Delroy Lindo? Where is Delroy Lindo on this list? The man turned in probably the best performance of his entire career, and he's been shut out almost all award season. Like, I know a lot of people didn't like The Five Bloods as much as I did, but, like, come the fuck on. Best actress in a supporting role, Maria Bakalova getting in for Borat is like the only thing I think Borat should have been nominated for. She's fantastic. Olivia Colman for The Father, haven't seen it, but it's Olivia Colman. She's probably pretty good. Amanda Seyfried for Mank, good for her. Not great, but good for her. Yoo Jung-yoon for Minari, also very good, fantastic performance, like good for her. Don't know where Dominique Fishback is in this category, and why the fuck Glenn Close is in this for Hillbilly Elegy, because that movie is trash, and it's arguably the worst Glenn Close performance in her career. Like, she was better in 101 Dalmatians in this movie, so that's stupid. Now we're getting to the categories that no one really cares about. So, like, you got 2 Pixar movies up for Best Animated Film, and embarrassingly, they're the only 2 animated movies I think I watched this past year. I haven't seen Wolfwalkers. I know people say it's really good, but I haven't, and I'll fix it. I don't know, I'll fix it. If you want to see a video about that, maybe I'll do that. Best Adapted Screenplay. I don't know how Borat is nominated for this award, because it's not like this movie had a script, and it's credited like 12 fucking people, so that's weird. Interestingly enough, the only other movie to be nominated in the screenplay category for its first and second films is The Godfather, and now Borat is in a rarefied air now. Best Original, so there's the Best Adapted Screenplay though. The Father, again, haven't seen it. Nomadland, sure, pretty good. One Night in Miami, I just don't think that's a very good movie on any metric. And Ramin Bahrani got in here for The White Tiger. I didn't know Ramin Bahrani had any movie out. Now he's an Oscar nominee. Or maybe he was an Oscar nominee before this. I'm not going to look it up. I don't know. Best Original Screenplay, Judas and the Black Messiah. I definitely would choose that, I feel like, for this award. I feel like that's probably, of these scripts, the best one. Minari, also very good. So, you know, Promising Young Woman, I really feel like that third act kind of holds it back. Sound of Metal, really good writing, very strong script. But we all know Aaron Sorkin's probably going to win this. Like, that's just probably going to happen. I don't know any of these songs for Best Original Song. I'm not even going to comment on them. Score! Okay, so Terrence Blanchard getting a nod for Da 5 Bloods is pretty cool, right? But also Terrence Blanchard essentially turns in the same score for every Spike Lee movie, and like, it's cool. Like, we're all cool with that. His scores are great, but I just didn't think this one was like exceptional. Trent Reznor getting double nominated for Mank and Soul is really funny to me. I like the music of Minari, and I never really liked James Newton Howard's scores. Like, News of the World is like fine. I really thought Ludwig was going to get a nod for Tenet. Like, I know it's like an action movie and stuff, but I think the work he did on the score for Tenet is really fantastic, and that just would have been cool, you know? The rest of these, I just don't even... Best Cinematography, I don't know why Trial of Chicago 7's in here. That movie looks ugly as hell. I kind of hope Sean Bobbitt wins. The rest of the stuff, I mean, I don't really care about. The big thing at this point is that I don't have any strong feelings one way or the other about almost any of these categories. Like, I'm fine with the Best Pick nominees. I'm fine with most of this stuff. The thing I want to say is that when it comes to the Oscars aren't like the Grammys. Like, the Grammys just happened the other day, and like people feel a lot of different ways about all the different snubs and who won and who didn't. When the Grammys is wrong, they're always like grotesquely wrong. You know what I mean? Like, The Weeknd released an album this year, After Hours, which was critically successful, commercially successful, huge in the culture. Like, I don't know, as a big like pop artist, what metric he failed at delivering in. Like, it's a huge album. It's a fantastic album. It sold well. It charted. It on radio. All that stuff. Not a single fucking Grammy nomination. That doesn't really happen at the Oscars. Like, the Grammys are out of touch in a way that is like, it feels like a rib. It feels like someone's just fucking with you. Whereas the Oscars are out of touch in a way where you're like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. That's sort of the type of stuff they do. I'm not surprised. So this year, though, I feel like this is maybe closer to being sort of an acceptably right amount of good movies than any year previously. Like, there's nothing in here that's super egregious or offensive. There's no Green Books in here. You know, there's no Crash. Like, this is a pretty solid year. It's nothing to feel passionate about. Like, this was a weird year for movies. The telecast will probably be boring as hell, but you know, I don't have that thing I usually have in me, which is I wake up and I see the nominations and I'm like wringing my hands. I don't care as much, you know? Like, I hope some of these movies win. I hope these people get to make the little history and have their little moments, and that's nice. That's pleasant, you know? But beyond that, I don't know. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts about the Oscar nominations? Who do you think was snubbed? Who do you think is unduly represented on this list? Are you looking forward to anything? Are there any movies on here that you haven't seen that you want to see? Is there anything that's nominated that I haven't covered that you want to see me cover? We got a whole month or whatever till the show. We could do that. Let me know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any thoughts, tell me in the comments below. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the little bell icon to get notifications when I put out new videos. I hope you guys are well, staying safe, being good to yourselves and each other, and wearing your masks. I hope you guys can get the vaccine. I haven't yet, and I want it. Yeah.